Ladies and gentlemen, it will be equally impertinent of me to try and introduce another proud son of Mylapore, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, the 77-year young gentleman who has been taking Indian politics by storm for several years. He has about 40 lakh followers on Twitter, one of the most active social media person. And even about probably when he was driving from the airport, he had tweeted. For that, he had got at least 200 retweets already. As I was seeing now, Dr. Swamy, a red hot, honest politician that we have today, will be talking on the developments in Ram Mandir, on the Ram Janma Bhoomi case. Dr. Swamy.
Thank you very much. The people sitting on the stage here, they're all my personal friends, and so I'm not going to introduce them. Of course, I will say that Guru and I have known each other for a long time, and it's true that we have disagreements. But once a reporter asked Murarji Desai, saying, "You're such a good friend, and you are so fond of Subramaniam Swamy, but he has views which are totally different from yours on the atom bomb and what to do about Pakistan and so on. So how can you be so close to him or treat him so close to you?" So he said, "Remember, if two people agree on everything, one of them is redundant." So there has to be disagreement in a democracy, and only then things flower. But I have always been a great admirer of the sheer intelligence and brilliance of Guru Murthy. He deserves the name Guru. If I don't deserve the name of Swami, you certainly deserve the name of Guru. Now, you see, before I get to this Ram Mandir thing and why is it important for us, I would like to say something about the outcome of this publication, the publication that has taken place, and what kind of thinking and commitment went into it. Sri Iyer, or are you Sri Guru Iyer? Sri Iyer, because P. Gurus has now become his trademark. Sri Iyer is a holder of 37 patents. He lives in I went to San Jose, he lives in a beautiful, comfortable house. And people would think that he's an idiot to come and sweat it out in India when he has this tremendous high quality of life in San Jose. And he is still very active in the field of software. But he started with this website and started making incisive comments and analysis. And suddenly it caught the national attention when he did a first-class clinical analysis on that Augusta helicopter matter. And congressmen were so upset with it that they were quoting it left, right, and center as how sinister this is and so on. And that, in fact, made him very, very popular in at least the political circles at that time. Since then, he has now gone in much deeper, and he has written so many other exposés. And this one, he put together raw material and came out with a book which has upset NDTV so much that they call you anti-national. Imagine NDTV calling you anti-national. That's the best compliment you can get. Now, you see, he suddenly sprouted out. For me, I used to despair that, we had set up a unit in America and found that everybody is so career-minded there. that in terms of analysis, in terms of social commitment, we were wondering whether he will get anybody. So out of the blue, he comes. This country has got that great quality all through history. People have people have dared to stand alone, and they may have won, they may have lost. Shivaji stood alone, he won. But Rana Pratap did not. Kattaboman did not. But they are men who then inspired others. And the process of the transformation in India took place. So I find that in standing on the stage, Jagdish Shetty looks like an innocent fellow, but he was earning a salary as a regulator in real estate in Bombay, which was filthy. Even mentioning it makes me feel vulgar. But he gave it all up, and he is devoting full time to VHS and seeing that I don't accept programs for two different places at the same time. And today I had a close call, but he was there on the phone. He said, "You take this flight and you'll be just in time." And so I've come straight from the airport. Then Chandralekha, she was a secretary level IAS officer. MGR thought no end of her. He made her the first woman collector in the Tamil Nadu. And because she opposed corruption, she suffered an acid attack. But that didn't daunt her. She threw 16 years of service of IAS and came to public service. So we find in India such people, and the idea was to try and bring them together at one place. And the process of forming this VHS was that. We are not an independent party or anything, nothing at all. We are advocating the policy, which is very similar and in synchronization with what the RSS talks about when it says Hindutva and nationalism. So this country requires now a new mindset. The transformation, why we are fighting on this, why we are exposing corruption, it's part of that. Because corruption generates money, which has to be then deposited abroad. So if it is deposited abroad, then it has to be done through Hawala. If it's done through Hawala and you do it through Dubai, then certainly Mr. Dawood Ibrahim will come to know, and that means ISI will come to know. So our Pakistan knows today who are the main politicians who are doing Hawala operations and depositing money abroad. And how do you expect such politicians to take a hard line against Pakistan? Because they'll be afraid of expose. And that's why sometimes when people are shocked that why is such and such politician still arguing for talking with Pakistan when Pakistan is every day bleeding us. It's because of this power of blackmail. And this power of blackmail is because of corruption. And corruption gives you that cash by which you become dependent. Then the money that comes back, or the money that remains in India which gets invested, what does it get invested in? You can't build a factory on it because the income tax people will come and raid you. So you build a massive house, and therefore you need a big plot of land. And that plot of land, then the demand for land goes up. Then the demand for marble goes up. Demand for all the luxuries of life goes up. The rate of return of those industries start rising. If the rate of return of those industries start rising, then future investment will pull out of what the masses of India need and go into industry which produces luxury goods for those who are filthy rich. And today, if you do input-output analysis on the Indian economy, you can show that 74% of our investment goes directly or indirectly. Like you produce steel, but steel goes into building houses for the rich, then it's indirect. So directly or indirectly, 74% of our investment is going into the luxury goods sector, which caters for the 10% of the population. Now, we can't have this kind of distortion We are a country which has the possibility of becoming a world power, because we were once upon a time world power. And we all have to do is educate them and see that our people become healthy. For this, you need certain types of investments which the government doesn't have the money for, because much of the money is going on this basis. So therefore, we need a restructuring of our tax system. In fact, I'm in favor of abolishing income tax, because who pays income tax? The people in agriculture don't pay income tax. The very poor, they are below the line, so they don't pay income tax. The rich have got very brilliant chartered accountants, not you, and they can then make out by expenses and so on that they pay very minimal. And it's this middle class, upper middle class, professional, hardworking people, the young guys who are coming with these startups, they are the ones who are harassed by the income tax. So we need I agree with Guru, that if we think in Indian terms, we can transform this country very well. I was fighting against the continuation of Mr. Raghuram Rajan. The whole country came on me, I mean the elite of the country, the so-called Lutein crowd, they, particularly NDTV. That's when I took a vow that I'll close down the NDTV. And what did they say? Oh, he's such a wonderful man. But there was one lady I met on the flight, her name was Sobha Day or something like that. She said, why are you trying to, sully the reputation of Raghuram Rajan? I said, do you know him well? Do you know his economics? She said, no. Then I said, how do you know? So she said, he's so handsome. So now, is that a qualification for the Reserve Bank of India? And I must say again for Narendra Modi, Barack Obama personally spoke to him that you must continue Raghuram Rajan. And he did not care. He sent him home. So we have a leader today who is, he's not, nobody can scare him into doing something. And that is because his mindset is clear. You can have the most powerful chair in the country, but if you don't have a proper mindset, then how can you display leadership? That is the question of, say, Manmohan Singh. I mean, Manmohan Singh sat on the most powerful chair, but he had no power. And a thin Italian lady could drive him anyway in any direction she wanted. So therefore, I'm saying today, when we look at our country, what we need is a change of way of thinking. People tell me, why you waste your time on this Ram temple? You're a professor of economics, you improve the lives of the people, etc., etc. I can't improve the lives of the people unless the mind of the people also changes. Otherwise, there'll be another South Korea or another Japan. We don't want to be that. We want to be an independent, virile country, a Virat country, it's called in Sanskrit. And that country, people have to prosper in that. But at the same time, they must feel proud about themselves. But they must know each what they are. Who are we? Today you ask anybody, he says, I'm an Indian. What does that mean? And ultimately, after pushing him, the final, I have an Indian passport. That's why I'm an Indian. That's not an Indian. An Indian is a person who identifies with the soil of this country and the culture of this country.